Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really cool, simple kitchen experiment. And trust me, it reveals something incredibly powerful about how our bodies deal with sugar and how one tiny change can make a massive difference.
Okay, let's kick things off with a question that on the surface sounds pretty simple, but the answer has some surprisingly big implications for how we think about snacks. Look, we all know pineapple is delicious, right? But it's also super sweet, and that sweetness means it can send your blood sugar for a ride. So the big question is, could pairing it with something that has fat and protein, like cheese, actually calm down that spike? Let's find out.
So, to get a real answer here, you can't just guess. You gotta test it. And that means setting up a good old-fashioned side-by-side comparison. We're gonna look at two different snacks and measure exactly what happens with each one. Okay, so check this out. Here's the setup. And this part is super important. Both of these snack options have roughly the same number of calories, about 150. Snack A is just pure pineapple. But for snack B, we swapped half of that pineapple for cheese. So this isn't about eating less. It's about seeing if changing the kind of calories you're eating actually makes a difference.
All right, the stage is set. The experiment's been run. Now for the really fun part, let's look at the data from the glucose monitor and see what actually happened. First things first, we need a baseline, right? We have to know what we're comparing against. So what happens when you eat 250 grams of that juicy pineapple all by itself? This is our starting point. And boom, there's our number. Eating the pineapple alone caused blood sugar to jump by 44 milligrams per deciliter. And just to give you some context, for a small snack, that's a pretty big spike. So here it is, the moment of truth. Did swapping out half the pineapple for cheese, well, keeping the calories basically the same, did it actually do anything to flatten that curve? Whoa, just look at that. The blood sugar increase was only 17 milligrams per deciliter. That's not just a small difference, that is a remarkable difference. And when you see it laid out like this in a chart, it's just so clear. It's not even close. The spike with the cheese is less than half of the pineapple-only spike. That really drives home just how powerful this combination is. Okay, so this might look like some kind of magic trick, but I promise you it's not. It's just some really cool, simple food science. Let's break down the two key reasons this works so well. So what we're seeing here is a classic 1-2 punch. First, and this is pretty obvious, by swapping out half the pineapple, you're simply starting with less sugar to begin with. But second, and this is the really clever part, the fat and protein from the cheese act like a brake pedal on your digestion. They slow everything down, so the sugar that is there, it's absorbed into your bloodstream much more gradually. So what does this all mean for you? Because this is cool and all, but it isn't really just about pineapple and cheese, is it? It's about a much bigger, much more useful idea you can use every single day. This whole concept actually has a name. It's called food pairing. And the rule of thumb is super simple. Try not to let a carbohydrate go to a party alone, Always send it with a friend, like a protein or a fat, to help keep things under control. And this quote from the original source just nails it, doesn't it? Pairing fruits with the right partner can make a big difference. That right partner is the real game changer here. So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that we need to think beyond just counting calories. As we just saw, 150 calories of pure carbs tells a totally different story inside your body than 150 calories of mixed carbs, protein, and fat. The combination really, truly matters. And that kind of leaves us with a fun question to think about, right? If this works so well for pineapple and cheese, what other awesome combos are out there? An apple with some almond butter? A handful of berries with some Greek yogurt? This simple little experiment really opens up a whole new way of thinking about how we build our snacks every single day.